I'm a DJ boy, going to Dcentral, minting NFT, farming DeFi, being crypto poor but JPay rich.
I didn't get to sit in on the last panel, but it seems like y'all were hyped in that last panel. How was the last panel? Yes, woo! Y'all seem a little tired. Y'all tired? Okay. Alexander, come on out. We're just going to jump right on into it. All right, so here's the thing. We only have 20 minutes for this discussion, and we are going to try to stay on time. I just met Alexander minutes ago, so I'm going to be curious along with the crowd, and my thought is to just ask you a bunch of questions. So let me kick it on off. So Alexander, also known as Maze, because there were a lot of Alexanders and Alexandras in his workplace.
That is correct.
Listen to that. Okay. He is the design lead for Coinbase NFT. And if you go to his Twitter profile, I love his pinned tweet. And if you also go to his Coinbase profile, it says, interested in the here for the memes and the Krispy Kremes.
Always.
So that's how we became friends. We bonded over Krispy Kremes, love Krispy Kremes. So obviously there has been a lot of conversation in the world of Coinbase, but we are here today because of his interesting journey and background that I really want him to get into. And it's all about product and all about design. Fun fact, he was a product designer at Instagram, and he got to work on the, can I say it?
You can say it.
And he got to work on the Beyonce account, which I was also a fan of. So snaps and claps for you working with Queen B. So Alexander, get into it. Talk to the people, tell the people what you do, why you do it, and what you're most excited about as it relates to Coinbase NFT.
Yeah, so I was born in 19... No, I'm just kidding. So I started out as design, at a young age, but I currently work at Coinbase NFT as the design lead. I joined about a year ago or so and have been from, starting on the project from the beginning. It's really not that old, I promise, as much as you guys might hear. But before that, I was working at Instagram. I was the 8th designer at Instagram right before they got purchased by Facebook, now Meta. And continue to work at Facebook on a bunch of different projects, to some AR projection technology projects there, which was really cool. And then also ended up working on Portal and was the design lead for Portal TV, if anybody used that here in this room, hopefully. I got super into the Web3 space just in general. My friend just messaged me, and I'll never forget, I was on a flight, and they're like, hey, have you bought an NFT? And I was like, what the fuck is an NFT? I was like, what is this thing? So, and then that's how I kind of got into it, and just, followed a couple other, people that I know from Facebook that had joined Coinbase. Just wanted to join this new 0 to 1 project that was exploring the NFT space and the community space of NFTs.
So here's the thing, there are a lot of conversations about like Web 2 devs into the Web 3 space and sort of being the new architects of the metaverse, so to speak. Talk to us a little more about maybe differences that you've seen in the world of Web 2 versus the world of Web 3 as it relates to community, but would also love for you to dig into the design piece.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a big topic. But I think from the Web 2 to Web 3 point of things, it's, Web 3 is all generated by people. And you'd say that like Web 3 is, definitely generated by creators and stuff, but there's a lot more heavy lifting that has to happen in the Web 2 communities to be able to generate content, to be able to share things, to get yourself out. And a lot of that stuff overlaps, but with things being on chain and things being open, a lot of the information that you have and a lot of the, data or content that you, if you want to call it, is just kind of already out there. So being able to design around those things that are really, really open, and people are just creating in general, and that's already open and out there is kind of a really amazing thing. And I do kind of look at it as like an early days of the internet, how it was before that. We're in very early times of technology, and every single week, every single day, somebody's coming up with something new, as you've seen up here on the stages, today and yesterday. And it's really exciting to be a part of that on like a larger scale, like working at a place like Coinbase.
Well, as we talk about Coinbase and we talk about Coinbase NFT, there have been a lot of conversations, obviously, in the sustainability of NFTs and the investment of NFTs. And because you all launched Coinbase NFT, was it like 6 weeks ago? How many weeks has it been?
I don't even know anymore.
Okay. Well,
it feels like it's forever ago, but it wasn't. I know, because it was April 20th.
Was it April
420?
20th?
Yeah, that's
420. Well, look at
it's
that.
like we did it on purpose.
420. That's such a fun date to launch something.
Yeah, we're cool. We're a big company.
But you are cool. I will say that you really are cool. Talk to us about your take, because I know that obviously nobody gives out financial information, disclaimer there, but as someone who works heavily in the space and you get to see sort of firsthand, the art world, in the world of, NFTs, what's your take on investing right now in the world of NFTs?
I honestly, I feel like everybody that I have friends that ask me that, they're like, what NFT should I buy? And I'm like, if you're asking me, probably none, I'm guessing. You should know, it's very much of like a do your own research thing. And not only that, it's just like find something that fits your personality and find a community that you find that you really like, of friends or whatever, even if it's, quote unquote crappy art, or there's no utility in it, or whatever it might be. If you're supporting somebody, if you're supporting an artist, like that's my biggest proponent of that. And that's my personal take on owning any of, any NFT artwork or, any NFT content in general. And yeah, I don't know, like invest in people that you love and that you care about and that you're excited for the projects that they're building.
Awesome. I love that. And just so you all know, we will be taking 2 to 3 questions from the audience. So if you feel so inspired and you raise your hand, I will definitely call you out. So as someone who's worked heavily in the Web 2 space with all of the experience at Instagram and at Facebook, and now in the world of Web 3, working in where you are right now, if we were to say, NFTs are here to stay, do you believe we should start a formal education program about the metaverse, NFTs, etc.?
Yeah, I think any education in general, especially if people are interested in wanting to learn about it, I think it'd be really cool to have a crypto school or a crypto university, like a proper one where you can go to and study, even if it's for a year or two, whether it be like a trade school or not. Or even learn how to be a better creator in the NFT space. Like there's a lot of deep-rooted technology that new people will just never understand, and it'll take probably a couple more years before people start to just broadly understand terms or broadly understand just general technology. And even in that time, technology will end up changing as well. So I think that my favorite thing about school or formal education is that you're going there and you're learning you're in a space to learn how to learn, versus like there's so much information on the internet that it's almost overwhelming, because so many people are putting content on the internet of what to do and how to do it, or what they're building, or what and you can never really trust a lot of that stuff. So having a place where you can have just a dedicated space to learn about some of this stuff and focus is amazing, and that would be I would love that.
As we think about, Web3 and how it is massive for the creator economy and just what everyone is building, would love just your take and any insight or intel that you can give this audience on opportunities and things that you've been seeing within your space at work, or conversations that you all have had around the virtual water cooler about, it's a virtual water cooler, the virtual water cooler as it relates to opportunities for creators right now.
Yeah, I think that there aren't, to maybe take a hot take on that, I don't think there's a lot of opportunities for creators right now in general. And I think that creators have to do a lot of work. It's like you have, it's like, okay, cool. You're not getting managed by like a record company or something like that. If you're a musician and you're trying to make music NFTs, but now you have to become like the marketer. You have to become like your own, audio technician. You have to do all these things to kind of produce your music. You still get to own it, but it's like you're doing 5 or 6 different jobs. So I think, just like designers get tools like Figma or whatever to be able to help, make my designs to come to life. Having more of those types of tools that are actually Web3 focused and not just living in a Web2 world are going to be really helpful for creators. So one thing that I care about and that we're trying to do for Coinbase NFT is a thing centered around creator tools and helping creators get more into the market and be able to help produce more of their work easier, more effectively, so they can just do that, just focus on the work specifically versus everything else that has to do with NFTs.
Yeah, don't you feel like, for a lot of creators, you want to be able to focus on your craft. You want to be able to focus on what it is that you do. And with the, sort of the strain of having to be the multi-hyphenate of the marketer, the social media person, the communicator, what are some other things that creators can be doing in order to, sort of stay above the fray or push through the clutter?
Yeah, I think a lot of, even people like myself, I'm very, singular, and I'm like, I want to design the thing and take it from 0 to 1. It's why I worked on Coinbase NFT to start out with, because I like taking on those challenges. But I think finding really great collaborators that are going to support you when you're at your lows, to be able to make sure that you can continue to do your work, and having people that are going to support you to continue to do that. Because this, it might be easy to think of creating a 10,000, JPEG PFP project and managing that, but it is not easy, and a lot of you guys already know this, that it's not easy, and supporting that and supporting the community and supporting spam and all the security risks that go along with that. So you trying to manage that as a singular person, you might want the money from it, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be worth it, because you're going to burn yourself out. You're not going to even want to be a creator anymore, and our communities in the NFT space as a whole, that really, really is detrimental to the entire space as a whole. So I would highly recommend that you find good collaborators and good partners that really care about your work, or you guys care about each other's work, and build from a place of collaboration.
Yeah, I love that. Collaboration is key. Oh, okay. He's giving me my time. We only have a few more minutes.
Kicked out, guys.
I know. Does anyone have a quick question? Okay, man with blue shirt and the hat.
So the wallet already has, you already have NFTs in your wallet right now. Are you meaning, I don't know if I understand your question. Okay, I gotcha. As far as the Coinbase, retail app, from buying and selling crypto, I don't work on that team, honestly. So their roadmap, I'm unsure if they're trying to incorporate NFTs, but I will say, I think for Coinbase that, we always want our products to feel like one product and connected, whether it be the same app or being able to switch between those apps. That's very much what people care about, especially on the experience side at Coinbase.
Person over here in the back. Yes.
So is your question, is there a roadmap to... Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean, for us, we start with the community, and that's, I was talking backstage as well, just about how we're not trying to kill OpenSea or anything like that. We love OpenSea, and OpenSea's been doing what they're great at since 2017. It's their technology is incredible. So we really want to have a place from where we're helping people create communities, which is what you're talking about. But obviously, you got to have the marketplace there as well. So our Oh yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that just yet, but yeah,
that's another conversation. But yeah, thank you.
we have a lot of stuff in the works coming out, but yeah, we definitely do want to support creators as much as possible. As far as social DAOs or social tokens, yeah, I don't know.
All right, I'm going to take this last person over here in the white shirt.
Hit me. Yeah, that is a really great question. As far as, I feel like Zuck is he's working real hard, to bring some sort of Web3 into the very centralized place that Facebook is, and just being there for 6.5 years, it's very centralized. And people think Coinbase is like a Web 2 company. I think a lot of our ideals are Web 2 because it's kind of what we live in and people are used to those patterns. And as designers, bridging that experience is the good track way to get there. But Coinbase itself is a Web 3 company, like hands down. Like we want it to be completely decentralized as much as we can. Brian talks about it pretty much every week as much as he can. And it very much comes from the top versus, Zuck has his own, different side of things. And I think, not for me, but Facebook, I think, will have a hard time breaking out of that unless they completely change or create a new product or change their, business model as a whole. That's just a personal opinion, though.
We have time for one more question. Yes, go ahead.
That's a good question. My grandmother loves NFTs, so I'd just be like, "Hey, have you seen?" No, I'm just joking. No, I think I would just be like, she's explaining it to me, dude. What are you talking about? The boomers love the NFTs. I think that it would just be, she loves antiques, obviously. So I would look at it in the way of, finding something that's valuable, might not be old, but it's something that holds inherent value because not just maybe on the surface, you see like an old vase or something like that. It's not necessarily the vase that holds value, it's like the story behind it. And the same thing with NFTs, there's an inherent story behind what you see with the artwork. And that's probably how I would explain it to her is in a quick elevator pitch.
I love that. All right, one more question because somebody sent me, someone sent me a tweet and they said, okay, and tell me if you can, how can someone identify the most legit communities to buy an NFT from?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways, but I think that like looking at their roadmap obviously is like the biggest thing too. So if they have stuff planned and they're shipping regularly on things and they're, meeting up with their promises to what they're saying is really, really big. Obviously it's, putting your money where your mouth is type thing. Also, if the people aren't just this obfuscated sort of person, maybe not completely known to the real world, but they have some sort of track record, or they have done other things and are successful in doing those things is great. The communities, if you guys see and you're joining communities and people are really active and you're getting a signal from other people that those communities are great and that they're safe and that people in there and that they can vouch for it. That's always a really great thing as well. And also if you just care about it, like at the end of the day, if you want to spend some money because you care about the art or something like that, what's the biggest loss to you? You can't flip it, right? Cool, but at least you still care about the art and you supported somebody that made this. Yeah, those are my things, I think.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many of you in the audience are creators? By show of hands. All right.
Very cool.
If you can make it, you can make it. Alexander Mays, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.